My day fell apart fast until one stranger changed everything. I woke up convinced today was finally going to be a good day, the kind where everything just goes right. I got out of bed feeling weirdly optimistic until I immediately stepped into a cold puddle of water from my leaking window, which killed the mood instantly. I cleaned it up and told myself it was fine, but then I burned my toast, spilled my coffee, and somehow managed to rip my shirt. While getting ready, it felt like the universe was speedrunning every inconvenience possible. I tried to reset my mood and headed out the door only for my train to be delayed, then canceled, then replaced with a bus that never showed up by the time I finally got moving. I was already late and stressed. I kept thinking how ridiculous it was that a day that started so promising had turned into a disaster. I got to work and my computer refused to turn on, my emails wouldn't load, and my entire morning felt like one long joke I wasn't in on. I genuinely almost went home. I stepped outside for air and sat on a bench, wondering how a day could fall apart so fast when an older man sat down next to me. He looked at me for a second and said, "Rough morning, huh?" I laughed and said something like, "You have no idea." He nodded, then handed me a small folded piece of paper and said, "Someone gave this to me years ago. Maybe it's your turn now," before I could ask anything. He stood up and walked away, disappearing into the crowd like he'd never been there. I opened the paper expecting some cheesy quote, but instead it said, "Days don't go wrong, they go forward. And sometimes forward feels messy, but it's still movement." I just stared at it because it hit way harder than I expected. I looked up to thank him, but he was already gone. And for the first time all day I felt something shift. Not because everything suddenly got better, but because I realized the day wasn't ruined. It was just loud and imperfect and still going somewhere. I put the note in my pocket and went back inside, feeling lighter, like maybe the day wasn't fighting me, maybe it was nudging me. If you needed that reminder too, send this to someone who thinks a bad morning means a bad day, and follow for more stories that turn chaos into something worth remembering.